People used to think I was amazing. I used to be amazing. Funny thing though, I never had any passion. I never had any ambition. I wasn't ambitious. I wasn't passionate. For me, it was always about being a protector and a provider. I was always really chill. Other people, they have passions. They have things that they devote themselves to with this single-mindedness. And I was never like that. I was never like that. I didn't have that, like, drive, that single-minded devotion to something. I never, ever possessed that. Other men and women have that. I never had that. For me, it was about taking responsibility, solving problems. I was a very serious person, very laid back, really chill. Didn't really get too worked up about things. Pretty easygoing. If you asked me to do something, chances were pretty high that I was going to say yes. I was a pretty fucking agreeable guy. It wasn't hard to get along with. It wasn't rigid. It wasn't difficult. Pretty fucking chill guy. If you invite me to go and do something that I've never done before, and I like you, then I'll go with you because I like you. It was that kind of a thing. I would never say, no, I don't like that. I was just like, I like you, you're my friend, I enjoy your company, sure. I was never passionate. I was never driven. I was never focused. But I was also never playful. I never enjoyed wasting time, sitting around twiddling my thumbs, playing video games, doing pointless shit. I never liked doing pointless stuff. I liked to do stuff that was meaningful. Why would I play a game that gives me points when I can play a game that gives me money? Makes sense to me. Why would I go into a video game and build a castle when I could stay in the real world and build a house? That just made sense to me. Why would I piss my energy away on things that are meaningless? I mean, I didn't have a passion. I didn't have a passionate drive. I would be interested in something, and I would apply myself to it. I would take my spare time, and I'd find something interesting that I thought was meaningful and non-trivial, and I would put my energy into it. That would be what I would do for fun. And when I got tired of it, it wasn't like I have to drive myself. I never drove myself. I'm tired of this. I'm going to set that aside right now and go to something else, something that interests me. I'll come back to it later. This is... I don't have to knuckle down and drive on this, because this is what I do instead of playing video games. This is my leisure activity. I was never playful. I was always serious. But I was also never driven. I was never passionate. I was never focused. I wasn't the kind of guy that would say, I have to sacrifice these things. in order to get where I want to be. I was never that guy. I just wanted to hang around the house and be with my fucking family. I'd have friends come to visit, play Magic the Gathering, play music together, play Settlers of Catan, play some Dungeons and Dragons, play some video games in the office. Only when I was playing with my friends. I didn't play video games very much, to be honest. I played like, what was that game called? Battle of Wesnoth. It was like you play it with 3 or 4 people, and I had 4 desks in my home office. I never had the passion, and I don't like risk. I had this like I'm some sort of wild, passionate, crazy gambler guy, but I don't have any tolerance for risk. Every time I go into a situation, I feel a deep sense of anxiety unless I have planned out all the things that might happen and what I'll do if they do. That's always been what I'm like. I remember when I was back in Halifax, my friend Joe Tabasco, I was sitting there in my living room, and there were people there that didn't know me very well, and I was doing my thing. I'm like, okay, if this happens, then we'll do this, and if this, and this, and if this, and this, and this. And somebody was like, why are you doing this? Why can't we just go and do it? And Joe was like, that's just what he's like. He has to think of everything that might happen, and he has to think of what he'll do if it happens. And it usually takes him about 60 seconds, and then we can move on, and it's better if you just don't interrupt. Because if you interrupt him, it'll take longer. Just let him go through the process. He has to think of all the things that might happen, all the possible eventualities, all the possible permutations, and he has to have a simple plan of what he'll do. And then he can relax. So just don't fuck with him. Just let him do it. He's got no tolerance for risk. He always has to have plans, and contingency plans, and contingency plans, and contingency plans. He's not a gambler. He doesn't like to... Yeah. I was always like that. I was always very serious, very sensible, very responsible, very industrious. I never had any capacity to play. Was not a playful person. But I was also not a driven person, and I was also not a passionate person. I just liked to hang around the house and be with the people that I love and have my friends come to visit and do things that I find meaningful. I liked staying in the shadows. I didn't want to let the world see me for who I am and show the world who I am and live with integrity and all that shit. That's it. I hate that shit. I hate the world. I really hate the world. I've been deprived of companionship, deprived of sex, deprived of information, deprived of resources. And I don't know why I even bother to put one foot in front of the other. I'm just so empty inside. Nothing means anything anymore. I'm just like dead inside. I've been dead inside for a very long time.